Good morning. What we have in mind is breakfast in bed for 400,000. Now, it's not going to be steak and eggs or anything, but it's going to be good food, and we're going to get it to you. We're all feeding each other. We must be in heaven, man. Now, there's a guy up there, some hamburger guy, that had his stand burned down last night. But he's still got a little stuff left. And for you people that still believe that, you know, capitalism isn't that weird, you might help him out and buy a couple of hamburgers.
We've been that way. You are now giving the world's greatest 3-day freebie.
Okay, there's only one way to
That's
do it.
what it is.
No, there's a way to do it.
There is no way.
The only way to do it is to get into a rap with...
Okay, come here.
This is one thing that I was going to wait a while before we talked about. Maybe we'll talk about it now so you can think about it. It's a free concert from now on. That doesn't mean that anything goes. What that means is we're going to put the music up here for free. What it means is that the people who are backing this thing, who put up the money for it, are going to take a bit of a bath. A big bath. That's no hype, that's truth. They're going to get hurt. But what it means is that these people have it in their heads that your welfare is a hell of a lot more important, and the music is, than $1.
The problem with tearing down the fences is that not too far away, there was a man who had a summer home, and he heard about it. And that man was Cousin Bruce Morrow. Cousin Brucey was the most popular DJ on WABC and New York radio in the day, and Cousin Brucey got on the radio and said it's a freebie, and New York City opened up.
We started to hear rumors that this thing was more or less out of hand because no one knew the amount of tickets that were sold.
Cars were stopping.
I had never seen that many people in my life in one place at one time.
And it is backed up from White Lake right back through on the quick.
Everything that could possibly go wrong was happening.
There was a sanitation crisis and there was a medical crisis.
The governor was considering sending in the National Guard.
They said it was a danger to the community, it was a danger to public health, it was a danger to any damn thing they could think of.
And I just kept thinking, which direction is this thing gonna go?
I think at around that exact moment, I was getting a phone call from Nelson Rockefeller, the governor of New York, who told me that he was thinking of sending in 10,000 National Guardsmen. I was on my knees begging and pleading with Nelson Rockefeller not to send in troops. I don't think I said groovy. He wasn't the kind of guy who would have said groovy to, but I said, I think everything is just fine, Governor, and the only thing that could undo it is for 500,000 youngsters to see armed troops with rifles. He said, well, if anything goes wrong then, Mr. Roberts, it's all on your head. The passage of the crowd over the performance area had threatened to uncover the cables through which the power was being pumped to the stage. I think it was John Morris called us up at the phone building and said, you know, we've got 500,000 people tightly packed together and they're wet, and we're worried that something could happen and that cable could be exposed and you'd have a mass electrocution.
I was just thinking about doing a business venture earlier in the year, and now I was wondering whether I was going to go down as a person who had electrocuted 50,000 people.
We got a call, I guess around midnight, and the two managers of the Grateful Dead and the Who called up and said, the rumor's going around that you guys are broke and your check is no longer going to do the job. We need cash. So I said, hey guys, I mean, I understand that you're concerned, but it's Saturday night around midnight. Obviously there's no way I can get cash, so let's work this out tomorrow. You have your band play, and we'll make good on it, don't worry. And I said, we're worried, and your word, your check is not going to do it. We need cash or cashier's checks. Finally I said, well, let's call Charlie Prince. It can't hurt. Maybe he'll come up with a bright idea. I said, is there any chance that you can get your hands on $50,000 for me? And he said, I don't think there is. He said, we lock everything up in the time vault, and the teller's checks, the cashier's checks, all the cash, all the, and he said, wait a second. He said, I'm not sure. He said, I was just going through it in my mind as I was saying it, and there is one drawer of cashier's checks that I may not have locked up on Friday night. It's a possibility. I don't remember actually doing it. So let me go take a look. I said, Charlie, this is so great. Can you call me? He said, sure, I can. He said, how do I get there? He said, the last time I tried to get anywhere, it was impossible. He said, I'll take care of that. Just wait out in your backyard and I'll send a helicopter. I hung up and I got a helicopter up in the air and over to Charlie's in about 20 minutes. And he was waiting there in his bathrobe, and it looked like a scene from Close Encounters, and the chopper comes down and picks him up and flies him over to the White Lake branch. When he got into the bank, the first thing he did was pick up the phone and call me and tell me that he was in the bank and he was going to start looking around. He said, I'm going to put the phone down on the desk and I'll come back to you as soon as I find these checks. And put the phone, and I could hear him rummaging around in the bank. Where are these? And clattering. And then I hear, yeah, I found them! And I think, oh, and in our White Lake office, everybody went, yay!
With the Grateful Dead, we were planning on having a light show. And this is a stormy, doggone night going on. They lower this flagship of screens. It is the hugest screen you've ever seen for the purposes of doing a liquid projection light show on it. A gust of wind comes up. Here's this monster stage. It fills up, it balloons up like a sail. And the stage starts to shudder down the hill. It actually starts moving. All of us leap, pull our buck knives out of our pockets and whatever we got and start rending huge holes in it to let the air pass through so the stage won't go down the hill. And we saved that stage. But this is, the Garcia's looking over his shoulder. What's going on? He feels it.
Then the stage started to sink on one side. It became a little lopsided. Then the PA went off. Then we were supposed to play. And meanwhile, there's 500,000 people out there in the dark. There's no lights. With no sound, and it's raining. And then finally, they say, okay, the PA is fixed. And we start to play. And then the Air Force radio starts coming out of my bass amplifier. No, I can't read you. I'm overflying at 400 feet.
You were on in the kind of the middle of the night, weren't you?
Well, we were promised a prime time on a Saturday night, like 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
What they didn't tell me is you're going to follow the Grateful Dead. But the Dead didn't go on till about midnight. About the middle of their set, it went dead silent. Anyway, It was quiet for about an hour, and then they started playing again. And so, and we had to follow that, and so it was literally 2:30 in the morning. I come running out, because this was a big chance. Sure. There's 500,000 people there. I come running out, and I look down there, and I see a bunch of people. They were all kind of piled together. It looked like one of those pictures of the souls coming up out of hell.
Yeah.
So we start rocking out. Trying to, in the middle of the night, in the middle of nowhere, trying to get things going here. Finally, I went up to the mic, kind of apologetically. We'd played probably 5 rockers, and I said, well, I hope you're enjoying some of this. We're having a great time up here. We just want you to like us, We're rocking out. Way out there, about a quarter mile, some guy's flicking his lighter. He says, don't worry about it, John. We're with ya. So in front of 500,000 people for the rest of my big Woodstock concert, I played for that guy.
Yeah.
If you throw the peace sign up and say higher, get everybody to do it. Wanna take it higher, higher. Way up on the hill, let's try one time, y'all.